Hi, I'm Tom Richardson for Boating Local, and I'm here with my new best buddy, Brian Patterson of Patterson Guide Service. He's based right here in Bristol, Rhode Island, and we're launching at Independence Park. We just got back from a great morning of fishing. We'd been out for several hours. We bagged some big striped bass very close to here. Now we're back, taking a little breather before we head on over to visit our good friends at Save the Bay over at Fields Point. Should only be a 10-15 minute run, but it's a great day trip for people who keep their boats up here in Bristol Harbor or anywhere in the Upper Bay. So let's go get in the boat. You got a 23 North Coast, and it's pretty fast, so we'll zip right over there and go see Save the Bay.
We'll find some fish along the way.
Oh yeah. Actually, that's a better. Brian and I idled out of Bristol Harbor and set a course for the Providence River. After leaving the harbor and rounding Papa Squash Point, we headed north, crossing Upper Narragansett Bay and Ohio Ledge, eventually passing Connecticut Light, making our way into the river. Yeah, if you can get this guy in the shot here. At buoy G29, where the main shipping channel turns northeast toward Providence, we headed northwest and followed the channel leading towards Edgewood, home to the Narragansett Yacht Club and the Edgewood Yacht Club. The Save the Bay Center docks are located off Fields Point, east of the series of old pilings that were once part of a naval base and shipyard back in the 1940s. Here we docked the boat and met up with Narragansett Baykeeper John Torgan. Hey John, how you doing?
Tom, welcome. Welcome to Save the Bay here in Providence.
Oh, thanks very much. I appreciate you letting us pull up here and use the dock. I know that usually the average boater can't just pull up and hop out and visit the center. Are there other options though for people who want to come by boat?
Certainly, yes. The Save the Bay facility in our center is open to the public during business hours, and for people who want to come visit the shoreline and fish, you can come from sunrise to sunset on any given day. If you want to visit us by boat, you can always just give the center a call. It's 401-272-3540, and we'd be happy to try to accommodate you. Locally, there are a number of public boat ramp facilities, and there are moorings and so forth. So if you did want to come ashore and visit the center, we could probably accommodate that.
Yeah. Now, if somebody wanted to just drop someone off, their kids or someone like that, probably give you a call. They could pull up if there's an open space, let them off, and then they could probably go up to the center.
That's the thing to do, is give a call.
Mm-hmm.
If you're coming here, the dock facility is for the use of the education boats, the habitat boats, and the water quality boats, and we also share it with Johnson & Wales Sailing School. So the dock's busy and it's very much occupied, so we don't really have transient docking ability. But for folks who want to visit Save the Bay and come see us, give us a call. We'll figure out a way to get you ashore.
Very good. Well, hey, let's go take a look at the center. I've heard great things about it. It's got some neat features, and can't wait to see it.
All right, let's go.
Wow, what a great spot you got here, John, man.
Isn't this amazing?
I mean, it's just this panoramic view of Narragansett Bay, and they got fishing boats over here and all kinds of beautiful scenery, and this incredible structure right here. Well, tell us about the building.
Well, it's a fantastic story, Tom. Where we're standing used to be an island. It was called Sunshine Island back in the 30s and 40s.
No kidding.
And in the 50s, the city of Providence, in its infinite wisdom, filled the bay with garbage and construction and demolition debris and made a peninsula out of it. And the junk sat there for generations. And I grew up in Providence, and this whole parcel was completely out of commission. In the mid-19, there was barbed wire, and no one really could get here. In the mid-1990s, the city of Providence conferred this whole property to Johnson & Wales University, and Save the Bay came in the mid-90s and said, we can use this spot. It's a dump, it's a brownfield. We're going to take that landfill and turn it into a landmark and a gateway for people from everywhere to come to the shore in Providence and to the Providence River in Narragansett Bay. And that's what we've done. So we've landscaped the site using native vegetation. We've cleaned up the dump. We have built an award-winning green facility here that serves as our main offices, our headquarters, and also education center. We're bringing 22,000 kids a year through this facility and exposing them to Narragansett Bay. And the folks you see behind us, businesses, other community organizations use this facility as a resource in the community, and it's a place where people can come and get connected to Narragansett Bay. So, in the physical sense, it's a green building, and we can talk more about that. But the grounds are an example of giving something that was a dump and lost and written off as polluted and trash back to the public as a great public resource.
That's great. And you've also done some marsh grass restoration right in front as an example of what people can do right now within their generation to turn things around, right?
Exactly. I mean, so much of the city's waterfront, and cities everywhere in their waterfronts, are old, bombed-out industrial sites with hard seawalls, bulkheads, and no one can really, barbed wire fences. People can't access them. So we strove to soften that, do native vegetation, a more gradual buffer, plant marsh grasses, which help to naturally create habitat, filter pollution, and provide a much more beautiful, scenic, and naturally functioning system than what you had here before.
Yeah, that's great, and people can come down and catch fish right in front of here, and right at the heart of Providence, right at the footsteps of a major metropolitan area.
Well, this is something that's amazing to me, Tom. I've been with Save the Bay now 17 years, almost 18 years, and I grew up in Providence, and as I said, for generations, this river was written off as polluted and trash and a place you'd never want to go, and the buildings faced away from it. And what we're seeing happening now is a rediscovery of this place. You watch within the next couple of weeks, you'll see 150 boats out here fishing for striped bass. It is a world-class fishery. You'll see kids in Optimist sailing dinghies and 420s crisscrossing the river. We're rediscovering this river and remembering why Providence is set up the way it is. This river is the heart of our economy, our quality of life, our sense of place, and it's what connects us to the ocean and the rest of the world.
Great. Well, you got a bunch of other stuff going on inside the center. Why don't we go take a look and show us around there?
Sure, we'll check it out.
Okay. He's just panning. Sure. The center often displays paintings by local artists depicting Narragansett Bay's natural beauty, and also features information on the center's environmentally friendly design.
Those are actually donated to Save the Bay.
Oh, you mean that you get to keep them?
Those we get to keep from the various art shows. And we do sell them, but they're art shows.
John, I know the Save the Bay Center is well known for being environmentally friendly, having a lot of reusable materials. Or can you tell us a little bit about some of the environmentally friendly features of the actual building?
Yeah, well, this is really a pioneering project here. Again, we took a landfill and capped it and cleaned it up, but on top of that we put a green building. And it's green in a number of respects. It has solar panels on the roof. It has lighting that's oriented to maximize natural sunlight so that we don't need to use a lot of electric light and electricity. It has a green roof, which is very interesting and helps provide insulation.
A green roof, it's actually like a vegetation up
there?
Yeah,
it's planted. The whole roof, so like the whole building is almost like a bunker on the north side. On the south side, we have these incredible views of Narragansett Bay. But the building uses recycled materials wherever possible, and water-saving features like flushless toilets and everything from our insulation to our carpeting to the floor tiles come from recycled renewable materials. And so it's a demonstration project. It's to be able to show people you can take these burned out brownfield contaminated sites, clean them up, and then put green infrastructure on them, green buildings on them, and invite the public back to use these places instead of just writing them off. I mean, that's really part of what we're about is cleaning up the bay and making it safe for people to use and enjoy. And the other part of it is just getting people to become aware of it. And this facility is a key to that. It's a gateway that brings kids and families and the public from the city and from everywhere to this river and to Narragansett Bay.
That's great. John, thank you so much for the great tour and letting us dock our boat here for a bit.
My pleasure.
And I just want to ask you before we leave, what is the future of this stretch of waterfront? You guys have done so much to it already, but I know there's more in store. What could that be?
It's a bright future for the shoreline. Behind me, you're seeing this is Johnson and Wales, and they're going to be doing playing fields here. And we're working with the university to create a public pathway and continuous public space on the shoreline from the Johnson and Wales facility here on the Harborside campus through Save the Bay, and around to the Port of Providence. We're working with Port of Providence presently to get some land set aside and a walking path. And another thing we're working on, it's very calm right now, but when the southwesterlies come up this afternoon, this dock's going to be awash, and waves will be breaking over us. So we would like to have a breakwater, a floating series of docks that would come from the shore. Those would be accessible to the public, to fish, or for transient dockage. So we're working on those things, making this place even more public friendly, and giving this beautiful shoreline back to the people, and the people of Providence, and people from all over who've really been denied this great spot for too long.
Well, I know a lot of boaters and fishermen out there are going to will be big fans of that plan,
well,
including myself.
We're doing it for you.
Oh, you're the best.
All right.
Thanks a lot,
Safe
John.
journey.
See you later.
Take care, guys.